Oh, hi people. So, how you doing? Yo, what's up, man? So, today I'm going to teach you people how to deploy a Jenkins server on our AWS infrastructure. We'll start by, okay, the requirements of this topic is that you need first an AWS account. You need to create one if you don't have one. The free tier is more than enough to get to deploy a Jenkins server. Also, you'll need a good internet connection. I hope your internet is good. And thirdly, you'll need a laptop. It can have any operating system. It can have Windows, Linux, or Mac OS, but I prefer Linux. Okay, so let's get down to it. Okay, we'll start by logging into a management console. So just log in, you enter your credentials and log into your management console. And the first thing before you create an EC2 instance, before you create an EC2 instance, you'll first need to configure your key pair and security group. So we'll just search for the service EC2. So just start by searching the EC2 service. Then from here you need to create your key pair. So just scroll down, you see here, where is it? Here is the key pair. Let's create the key pair, give it a name. Let's call it Jenkins master. And ensure when you're creating your key pair, ensure it's in the PAM, which is the mostly used to connect with the SSH, open SSH. So you can create your key pair. After creating a key pair, you'll see that it automatically downloads the key pair. So after downloading, make sure you move the key pair. So let me open my terminal. Just go to the downloads folder. You see the key pair, the Jenkins key pair is there. So you need to move the key pair. Here it is. So we'll move it to where the keys are stored for the key. So we'll move it to the folder. So we'll move it to a safer place in .ssh directory where most key pairs are stored. So after moving there, you ensure okay, we already have the Jenkins master key pair. So let's look at the permission. Make sure the permissions are changed. Change the permission before you use a key pair. You cannot use it when it has right permission, so you need to remove the right permissions by issuing the using the chmod permissions. Yeah, you can see the permission we have removed. Okay, after creating the key pair, you will also need to create the security group for your instance. So let's go and create a security group for it. Let's give it a name. Let me call it Jenkins. Yes, Jenkins master SG. Description, let's call it Jenkins security group. Master SG. Okay, we need to configure the inbound rules. So we need to ensure that the inbound rules, they filter traffic going into the EC2 instance. So for us, for it to be secure, you need to configure it's so that the security groups only the traffic only comes from from my network, so that nobody tries to enter a network. The source, let's make it my IP. It's only coming from me. Give it a call it Jenkins master or something. Just give it any name. And it's always good practice to give it a tag to tag your stuff. Let's give it Jenkins master SG. Nice. Oh, and also you need I forgot, you need traffic coming from our, so to access the Jenkins portal, the user interface, you need to allow, I'll be using the HTTP protocol, HTTP, that is port 80. Let's my IP. So, oh, I forgot. I might be using. Let's give it anywhere. Okay. After that, we'll now start creating our EC2 instance. From the dashboard, we can launch an instance. We'll give it a name. Let's give our Jenkins master name. Jenkins master. Okay, I'll be using the Ubuntu because most people use Ubuntu for servers. Ensure that you selected the free tier. 22.04 is the latest one. T2 micros, and also we'll use the key pair we created earlier. Ensure that you're using the security group also, that the one we just created. What else have we forgotten? Most options. I don't have any script that I'll be running for now, so we are ready to go. So for you to log into this distro, you just wait for it to say that it's running, still pending. You already have been assigned an IP. So, and also one thing is that you might need to use an elastic IP. An elastic IP is an IP when you shut down the Jenkins server, when it reboots, it is given another public IP address. So it is good practice to assign it an elastic IP so that when you shut it down, it retains the IP address that you had. So we'll need to SSH to this Jenkins master so that we start installing the Jenkins application on your EC2 instance in your server. So first, to log in, you will need to SSH, issue the command SSH -i. You'll use the direction of the key pair. It's in SSH, it's in Jenkins master.com. EC2, the default user is Ubuntu, and the IP, the public IP of the Jenkins master. Okay. Nice. So for us, first we need to update to ensure the EC2 instance is up to date. The server is up to date. This is Ubuntu, so it's update. Okay, it's need sure it's up to date by upgrading or That's the power. You see how fast it downloads 230 megabytes of updates. That's why I love the cloud. Very fast. Maybe it has an update of the kernel, so you might need to reboot. You might have to reboot the server. Ooh, it has an update on the kernel. Okay. So to be safe, let's just reboot the server. While it's rebooting, let's go and see the documentation of installing Jenkins on Ubuntu. So if you go jenkins.io, documentation, you can see installing Jenkins on Linux. So for us, we are using the Debian version of Ubuntu. You can see, I'll just paste this command. First one first. Oh, it didn't reboot, so sorry for that. Sudo. Don't know how long it will take to reboot. Oh, so before, you can see here's the documentation of how to install Jenkins on your server. For the prerequisite, it says the computer must have 256 MB of RAM. Ours is using 1 GB, and space must have 1 GB is free of space. Recommended for 50. Okay, there's also some software requirements for you to run Jenkins. So we must install Java. So let's go and have to install Java. From the documentation, we see that for you to run Jenkins, you must install Java. So I'll just go ahead and install Java 11. There's also 17. Let me just install 17. So by issuing sudo apt install open jdk dash 17 dash jdk. Okay. That's how many GBs? 692 MB. This is fast. This is really fast. Damn, this is really fast. So after installing Java, you have to install this. Use call command keyring. That's me. Repository package, and now we can install. Let's issue update first and up-to-date install updates. Now we have in our repository installed install Jenkins. Am I right? Yeah. Another thing is that worst for me, I'll use a reverse proxy of nginx, so I'll also have to install nginx nginx. nginx. I want to use it as a reverse proxy to my Jenkins. Let's go ahead and install also nginx. Sudo apt install nginx. Okay. Now we can go ahead and check if service Jenkins server is running. Jenkins systemctl. What the hell? Sorry for that. Jenkins is running. Let's go also and check nginx if it's running. Nice, I love this. So now I need to set my engine. Oh, let's go and check from my browser. Let me go and check if nginx can be accessible on the browser. Let's go ahead. From here, I'll just go and open the address. Just click it. It's taking long. Let me go and copy the address and paste it here. Ensure it's port 80. Nginx runs at port 80. Yeah, nginx is there. So now I need to configure so that Jenkins it runs on the reverse proxy of nginx. Let me go as roots. Okay. So the configuration, first I'll unlink this command. Right. Site enabled. Default. So basically this one removes the configuration of nginx. Now we'll go ahead and create our own config of nginx. Nginx config ht. Let's give it a name. Let me call it Jenkins conf. So for the configuration, if you need to know more about nginx configuration, you can do your own research on how to configure nginx. But for now, I'll leave the script in my GitHub, and also a link to the description of how to configure for nginx. I already have it on my GitHub. So here's just a simple configuration. Let me copy it, save on time, paste it. Okay. Now we'll need to check if the configuration works by issuing nginx /d. See, it's okay. So you need to reload the nginx server system service. You need to start it. Okay, now let's check if Jenkins is accessible on our browser. Let's reload. And voila, it's there. Now for us, we'll need